Welcome to EvoBizDevo with Isis Latham, your host, your hub for personal and professional growth since 2018. At EvoBizDevo, we bring together entrepreneurs, business leaders, and change makers to spark ideas, share knowledge, and grow together. Stick with us as we explore fresh ways to expand networks, build resources, and create lasting impact. Let's get started. Welcome to Evolution Business Development. I'm your host, Isis Latham, and it's my pleasure, really an honor to be able to welcome Liz Johnson here with Mountain View Marketing today. I asked Liz, why marketing? Why would we want to talk about this today? We know why, but we want to ask the expert. And she let me know that she has managed more than 1,500 successful marketing and advertising campaigns, more than 900 effective public relation campaigns, all on time and all on budget. Well, that is a good thing for us that we're listening to this, right? So Liz founded Mountain View Marketing 20 years ago. She didn't do it just by herself. She did it with a team of 7 that she leads those experts in their fields. And so she has all this knowledge, all this expertise to share with us today. But Liz, the first question I have is, how'd you get your start? What was it that compelled you to move into marketing? And was that your first love, your first career?
It is my first career. I probably come by it a bit genetically. My dad was a marketing executive with Wheeling Pittsburgh Steel in Wheeling, West Virginia, and I was always fascinated with what he did. It always interested me. I was always looking at ads and content and so forth. So I was interested in it from a very young age. And I knew that that was something that I wanted to pursue. I've been in marketing almost 44 years. I worked in the corporate space doing national and international marketing for 23 years. And decided 2 things. I wanted to sleep in my own bed on a regular basis because I traveled extensively. And I also wanted to bring my 23 years of corporate, international, and national experience to benefit small to medium-sized businesses. And that's primarily who we serve, businesses with 200 employees or less.
That was actually one of the things that caught my attention after we had met our very first time, was that you mentioned that you really wanted to focus on that small to medium business, even though you had all this experience with the large businesses. What do you think informs the way you work with these small and medium-sized businesses from the experience you have with these large businesses? What is it that translates so well?
Well, I think it's really that all of us on the Mountain View marketing team meet clients where they are. There is no cookie cutter approach. We don't have a B team that does your work. Everyone on the team is an award-winning leading expert. So there is no B team. And we really spend the time and invest the time to get to know our clients, their pain points, challenges, goals, objectives, and opportunities so that we can meet them where they are and then develop a strategic outreach plan to take them where they want to go. We can do that in phases, which makes it very budget friendly for small to medium-sized businesses. It doesn't have to be an incredibly large investment. As long as you're doing it strategically and incrementally, you reach the same goal line.
Okay. So strategically and incrementally, that's a tongue twister. So some of the areas that you work in are branding and rebranding, strategic outreach planning, marketing and advertising, public relations, social media, custom WordPress websites, video, television commercials, content for all platforms, brand advocacy training, media interview training. How do you nail down what a small business needs to focus on first?
Well, the first thing that we always look at is the health of their brand, because if your brand is not engaging, effective, and consistent, your business will not be successful. And there's no exception to that. So we do a brand checkup, brand analysis, making sure that the logo, the tagline, the branding color palette, all of the components of their brand, their value propositions or unique brand assets, we make sure those are in sync with their target markets. Because if not, then a rebranding is necessary. We've helped clients grow 300% in 18 months through rebranding alone.
Really? So
Yes.
if I'm understanding you correctly, it's really about knowing who your target market is first, so that you then can come in and say, all right, through this analysis, are these components aligning with that goal? What happens next? So you've determined what the target market is. You're starting to analyze all of their what's the word you would use for that?
Well, all of their branding components,
Branding components. Okay.
all of the components of their brand. We look at those carefully. You want your brand to work as hard for you as you work for your business. And if
Okay.
your brand is not in alignment with your target markets, that is not going to occur. So that's the first thing we do. If the brand is in good shape and there is alignment, and the brand is going to be a leveraging tool for business growth and help clients grow vibrantly and sustainably, then we move into strategic outreach planning. Many of our clients have approached business growth without really looking outside the box to see what components can deliver the maximum ROI for them. I'm a big believer in really looking at outside of the box opportunities to expand target market penetration and maximize ROI. Lots of times you can combine different components to really accelerate the business growth results, and that's what we do.
Well, and that I think opens the door for me to ask you a question that was on my mind. If you're coming from this very large industry, then you're working now with the small businesses, the medium-sized businesses. You don't cut corners by having cookie cutters. You don't have
No.
a B team going to work on, that group of clients. What's the secret for you in keeping your own ROI where it needs to be and making this profitable so that you can manage the needs of this entire team?
Well, I'm passionate about what I do. I don't look at it as a job or a grind.
Mhm.
I work 60, 65 hours a week and thoroughly enjoy what I do. So it's very rewarding to me and to the members of my team to help clients grow and thrive. And I think the key to being effective and maximizing our ROI is being very careful with time management, doing things effectively, efficiently, making sure that the procedures that we follow serve our clients best in a very streamlined way.
So it has a lot to do with how you operate. That's interesting. Um, what are some tricks that you've learned in, but we're gonna just make sure I mention this. We're gonna be talking about those target markets
Yes.
it went later in our mastermind. But right now, we want to know about you as a businesswoman, Liz. So, what are some of the procedures and time management tools that you've learned to use to serve your clients the best and to shorten that window?
Well, I think first of all, the most important foundation that I developed with my first management position when I was 25 years old was that I have a very collaborative approach to management.
Mhm.
I work with my team as a team. If they work nights and weekends, so do I. There is no ivory tower at Mountain View Marketing. We work very collaboratively for clients. I invite feedback from my team members. We work very closely to help one another, help our clients reach their goals. And I think that team spirit, that collaboration also fuels efficiency. Everyone really jumps in and contributes to our clients' success. 98% of our business comes from referrals. We're very proud of that. And I think that speaks to that team spirit and that dedication.
So you don't have to spend as much energy on locating the ideal client because you've created a atmosphere and a culture that welcomes them.
I believe that's true. I believe that's very, very true. And I often, with many companies, people are given an annual review or semi-annual review. I also have my team members review me. I find that's very, very beneficial. And I'm very open. I'm very open about it. Are there suggestions, recommendations for how I can be more of a supportive leader to you? Are there recommendations that as a team we can benefit from? And that's been great. My team members have brought forward some excellent innovative ideas.
Would you be willing to share any of those with us?
Well, I think that probably the scheduling of components for clients has become more important as we've grown and become busier. We need to be very aware of the time that we need to invest in these components and build the bandwidth for that into the schedule. And we have done that. So I think time management, team spirit, collaboration, and also fueling circular communication. Circular communication is a powerful tool, both internally in a business and externally.
Tell us more about that. That's not a phrase I'm familiar with.
That's a Liz phrase.
Oh, okay. Good thing I didn't try to pretend then.
I
heard of that. I read a book on it.
I've had a number of people ask me about that. It's a Liz phrase. But circular communication, years ago in business, you pushed a message out horizontally. You hoped that it reached its mark and you got a response. Today, what fuels business and fuels success both internally and externally is circular communication. You reach out, you invite someone to connect and engage with you. They reach back and you begin to build that trusted business relationship. That's true externally with clients. It's also true internally with team members. I don't look at the members of my team as staff, but as collaborative team members. And that changes the dynamic very much. There's always an open door for communication, suggestions, recommendations, and everyone really pulls together. I think it's been a powerful fabric for the culture of our business.
I really like that. And I like the fact that you're applying the same skill set, the same belief system to your clients as well as your team members. And
it's very important to me to do that. I think that my team members deserve that just as much as our clients do.
I think that's probably one of the reasons why you and I have often resonated with one another, is that is much the way I approach it as well. My clients, if we were to use that phrase, are my representatives.
Yes.
They bring more business into and complete more business in my organization than any client would. It's not that they're better or the client is better. It's just simply recognizing those roles and knowing that they need to be supported in that. It's funny, I actually, I'm going to let you in on a secret. In my CRM, I have 0 under my A group. Because every time I looked at that, I was like, wait, so I'm supposed to put somebody based on their assets? How does, like, I put them in there based on their personality? Like, how do I determine this? Because it's not that everybody should be treated the same, but everybody should be treated with equity. And with
Absolutely.
the belief that any one of my clients could be my next multimillionaire. It's going to have more to do with how I treat them and how I care for them than it is with where they are today.
Absolutely. And our clients, regardless of, clients who come to us with a small, simple one-off project, get the same level of service and dedication that our clients who've been with us for 20 years receive, for whom we do all of their outreach. I think you have to value people, and that's on both sides of the fence, your clients and your team.
So Liz, as we wrap up, there's 2 final questions. The first one is, what's your legacy plan for Mountain View marketing?
Pardon me?
What's your legacy plan for Mountain View marketing?
To be honest with you, I really haven't given that a lot of thought, and I probably should.
Well, I know one of our future conversations then.
Yes, I'm not 30 anymore. I'm not really sure. I've given some thought to a couple of options, but I haven't really firmed up any kind of a legacy
But you're
plan.
thinking about it, and that's important because what I'm hearing is that you don't necessarily want to step away, but your clients deserve the best, and you're going to figure out the way that that's going to happen regardless of your personal involvement.
Absolutely. I feel very strongly about my commitment to them in that regard. Absolutely. I think it's very, very important.
Well, my last question is, do you have anything that you would like to share with us that I've not asked you about?
Well, I always think it's interesting to get to know people beyond their professional scope. So I always find it interesting to ask people what they do in their free time. I don't have a lot of free time, but I play drums, classic rock, and I have a full drum kit in my office. So people are often very surprised by that. But I find it very relaxing. I really enjoy it. Primarily, I play music from about 68 to 73 because that's really what the music I enjoy and what resonates with me. So I always find it interesting to learn a little bit about other dimensions with people. I also ride horseback. I had my own horses for more than 25 years. I'm horseless now, but I ride at a friend's. I've ridden for 60 years, and that's really another passion of mine in life.
English or Western?
English.
English, all right. Fellow hunt seat right here.
I learned hunt seat, did a little dressage, and now I really do mostly trail riding and pleasure riding.
Okay. Yeah, I rode side saddle. That was my claim to fame. And I used to ride in my great grandmother's habit.
Oh, how nice.
I was about 13 and I no longer fit in my great grandmother's habit. I had outgrown a grown woman's clothing, but to my defense, she was 5 foot tall. So
I don't fit in my mother's show clothes anymore either.
Yeah. Well, it's been such a pleasure. I know that when I asked you a little bit about, where you want to be seen, you said go to LinkedIn and pay attention to these great marketing videos that are informative and instructional that Liz posts. So I encourage all of you, find Liz Johnson, Mountain View Marketing on LinkedIn. And now, if you are one of the lucky ones, we get to move right over from here into our mastermind. Well, as your host, Isis Latham, I want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Want to be our next featured speaker? Click the link in the description to register, and let's stay connected. Follow me on all those social media platforms for financial tips to help you make your money work smarter while you build financial stability. Stay tuned for more and see you in the next one.